All right, so next topic, very important. How to survive, right? We can't survive without this food.
Okay.
So, can you please tell me what do you think about, food in Sweden? Do you like it? Is it expensive? And stuff like that.
The Swedish food, I'm quite sorry, I can't figure out like a very typical Swedish, maybe meatballs and
IKEA.
yeah, I eat Swedish food like in Sweden. It's like burgers, some kind of salad. I cannot remember the name, but in general, the food, I have to say, it's not as good as Chinese food. Because like I can't say Chinese has some like special demands on the food, but we cook food in a different way, and
the flavors
in the Nordic countries, I think it's like more like a raw material, and you do not like overcook the food and stew it like
I think I know, like in general, food, like in England as well, if you get a dish, it just looks more chunky, like more separate parts, right?
Yeah.
Like, is the meat here, there's a potato here, carrot here, and in China it's more like a mixed.
Yeah. And the biggest difference is in China, we sit in a round table and share the food. If it's like a family gathering or you with friends, but in the Western country, you look after your own dishes.
It's mine.
And one more thing is, I went to like a home party with my colleagues. The tradition in Sweden it's quite weird to me. Like in China, I will buy like, I don't know, buy maybe more than I can consume. And bring it to somebody else home. In Sweden, they maybe only buy a small, bag of some burgers and just for themselves. And they always say like, Mike, you brought like too much food and you cannot consume. I thought like, wait, I bought this one for everyone. Like, so.
It's slightly different culture thing, I guess, as well. Maybe something to do with price, but I think it's a culture. For example, here, I know if you finish what the host gives you, it means the host didn't provide enough.
Yeah.
But in Europe, if you finish what the host gives you, it means what the host gives you is good. Like, it's delicious.
Okay.
So, like, if you don't finish it, it means something's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the cultural difference. I'm not like my father's generation. They are not. You get used to the Western culture and mindset. But I mean, it's still a little bit like weird. When I go to the party, I want to like a whole table of food and people can enjoy it. And
when you come to a Chinese wedding, Chinese anything gathering, it looks like a feast.
Yeah, that's right. And what's that? The price. I mean, in Sweden, for a single meal, they have like a similar price actually. I give you one example. I and my wife was going to like do a marriage celebrating in a quite fancy Swedish restaurant, and my budget was like 2,000 Swedish crowns. Equals to maybe 200 pounds.
Okay.
So when I got there, I want to spend this money for two person, but I couldn't.
For one or something.
You cannot get the. I couldn't, but in my town, like for a meal for two person, maybe 500 for maximum, maybe 1,000. It's maximum.
This RMB.
Swedish
crown. Okay.
It's similar things. So, I mean, the price of the food, like you spend like around 100 to 150 Swedish crowns. Equals to maybe 120 RMB or something.
Right. That's not bad.
So, as well, you cannot get like very low price food as well, like 10 RMB. A small, 便当, convenient from the convenience store.
Yeah. So, do you? How about eating healthy? Is it cheaper to eat healthy? Do you think in China or in Sweden?
I think it is healthier eating in Sweden. You don't put a lot of cooking oils and deep fried. Chinese food is especially when you love the chili part, the chili flavor. You have to be very careful actually. The oil that they cook the food. For some restaurant, they maybe use some gata oil, if you know that, and after 1 hour you get diarrhea or something. Maybe in Shanghai, this area is quite good. You won't find this problem. But if you drive 50 kilometers to a old village, then you have to
be careful about what oil they're using. But also I meant more sometimes in the UK it's cheaper to go to a McDonald's than go to a place that has healthy food. Or if you want to cook for yourself, buying good fresh vegetables, sometimes actually more expensive than eating junk food. But in China I found it the opposite. If you go to the supermarket and buy lots of vegetables, fruits, it will be cheaper than eating foreign junk food.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, the food price in China isn't very high. For me, you can neglect it if you have a decent job actually. But the food grocery, in Sweden, it's quite expensive than here. So
same in the UK.
Yeah.
So I'll just share my experience about when it comes to food as a foreigner in China. First of all, I'm someone who loves Chinese food, so coming here, and I'm quite open-minded as well about what I eat. So I was very willing to try all kinds of things that people in the West may find a bit icky, for example, the way they cook chicken here, it's the whole chicken. They don't skip any parts, so you may have to look at the head or the claw. I don't mind any of that. So I mean, I have colleagues here who lived here for several years, and that still kind of puts them off. For me, it's okay. And, but at the same time, we all get a little homesick, and finding home food in China can be a bit tricky, especially if you like cooking if you like cooking your own things. So when it comes to me, I like lots of herbs, when I cook. I like fresh herbs like basil, tarragon, parsley. Some of those herbs may be a little bit, a bit hard to find in the supermarket. Even in Shanghai, you have to live in the center, and it will be quite expensive. So if you're in China and you love Chinese food, really good. If you miss home food, you might miss home. Though there are Western restaurants, if you're in Shanghai and you miss it, you need a good burger, go to Fat Cow. All right, so Mike, you actually just mentioned a very important part of life as well, healthcare. Right, so as a foreigner in Sweden, is it easy to get access to healthcare? Is it equal to being a Swedish person? Is it good stuff, expensive?
Yeah, I can't give you a straightforward answer, say it's easy or not, but I can share with you. In Shanghai, you got state-owned hospitals everywhere, and usually you just go there. Now you need an appointment or something, but it is easy. You open an app and make appointment.
That's for the good ones, right?
Yeah.
But you can still go without appointment for most of them.
Yeah, it's right, and it's convenient and efficient actually. If you have got a cold and got a flu or something, you got a fever, so you can just go there and you can do all your stuffs. In Sweden, maybe you have to wait a little bit longer. You need make an appointment over there, then wait several days, then you can go.
So, and do you see a GP there or a hospital, a specific doctor, or just the general one?
I think first you will see the general or nurse, and they understand your situation first. If it's not like a very severe case or emergency, if you got the emergency, of course you go to the hospital immediately. But if you just like stomach ache, then they can ask you to wait several days, and then you got see the doctor or the GP. But the good side is if you get a big sick like cancer or something. I have a colleague, Chinese people, who when they are with me or at the same time, he got like leukemia, and sorry to say that he passed away in Sweden, and he got a full health care, 24 hours care in Lund, which has a very good hospital that deal with this kind of disease. And for this aspect, I think the medical system in Sweden is much better than in China, because first it's free. My friend or colleague, he didn't pay anything.
So even for foreigners there, it's free?
Yeah, because we have a working visa, which is equals to the resident over there.
That's cool.
Yeah, so medical is free for us. So in China, if you got a cancer or you need a surgery, then that will cost you a lot of money first. And in China, there's another thing is, I can't say it's a rule, like maybe bribery, like you need to put some like under table money to the doctor to make them look after you better than the others.
Yeah, and it will help maybe if you have connections to them somehow, right?
Yeah. If you can get a close connection, I mean, connection can be like a friends, then they will not treat you that seriously.
Not 6 degrees of connection, maybe 2 degrees.
Yeah, it's maybe like close relatives or something.
Right.
Yeah. Then, but the problem is in China, you don't know what is the amount of money for a specific surgery that you have to give to them.
Until after, right, or before?
I think it should be before.
Yeah.
So these are like under table rules. People cannot put it on the table and speak it openly, but everyone is doing that. So if you don't like spend money, then you also will get treatment, but it will give you a lot of like anxiety and uncertainty about if your surgery will go well, and you do really worry about that. So as a patient, the disease makes you nervous and etc., and especially the surgery, and then you have to look after the other things, so it makes the situation even worse.
Right.
Yeah.
But you saying it's expensive, but for like basic stuff, I mean, I know, for example, my wife and many of my Chinese colleagues, it should be free, right? Because you have automatically, if you're a working citizen, you get insurance, and most of the pay is covered.
Yeah. The cost can be covered by the. I'm a Shanghainese. I have a full medical covers. So, but for some special medicine, like imported from overseas, or special materials, like my mom did a surgery in her shoulder, and they put some nails to stabilize the bone.
Okay.
That will use like a special material, like the nails are imported from American.
Right.
Each one costs you 8,000.
Jesus.
So she used like 5 or 6. So that part of money you cannot covered by the medical system here. But if you like stay in the bed, so you stay in the hospital, then that's part of money that you can cover. But usually that is not a big part of the cost.
The actual stay is not that expensive.
Yeah.
And how about like the basic medicines? That should be covered as well.
That's of course. I mean, I don't care like small disease like just the illness. That those costs. I mean, I can cover it by myself or cover it by the medical system. It doesn't matter. But the big surgery or the radiation treatment and for the cancers, then that will cost you a huge amount of money. If that part of money cost can be covered, then it's good. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So as a foreigner, not many foreigners actually willing to go to hospitals here. They're a bit scared. I don't know what they're thinking, but they prefer to just wait it out. For me personally, I've been to hospitals in China. The first time I came here, I had a bad tummy. I went to the hospital. Yeah, here they're really into giving you IVs, the drips. Like it's way more common to see the drips in.
I don't believe that actually.
in Asia, like I've seen it in Korean dramas as well. Everyone has a drip. I don't see anyone in the UK with a drip. But yeah, if you have like, it's basically a quick way to give you antibiotics most of the time. So if you have a tummy ache and it's maybe it's a poisoning or a virus, they will give you a drip to try to remove that. But yeah, about the payment. So the company I am with right now has insurance, so we're fully covered, which is good. But far from every company will have that. So you normally have to go and pay for the medicine yourself and to actually see the doctor. If it's not too serious, as you said, it's not that expensive. But the thing I like about here, so in the UK we're very proud of the NHS, right? Everything's free.
NHS, which is?
And it is National Health Service. So the whole of the UK is covered by, like, even if you have something very bad, it's also free. But the thing is, as you said, it seems similar in Sweden. You have to wait. Like, if you have something bad, you may wait months before your surgery. And when you go with an illness, you don't go to the specific doctor. You go to the GP. Here, what I like about here is, say you have a headache, you go to the head doctor. Or say you have a leg problem, you go to not the leg doctor, you go to the bone doctor.
But actually they do have like different ratings. Like you got a like principal level or senior doctor has like different experience.
You actually pay different price to see the I don't know, you call them low doctor, the basic doctor or the experienced doctor. They have different price.
Usually, like my mom and my mother-in-law, when they go to the hospital, they pick up the most expensive one. So the highest price that I, paid, it was 1,200 for one diagnostic once.
Right.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
Yeah. So I paid one time 500 to see a doctor, who just told me I'm fine, which is good. But yeah, the thing I was saying is you can get everything done in a day. So you go see a doctor, you do all the tests. So even if big tests like CT scan, whatever, blood test, you will know that its results immediately, which is a great thing. So I don't know how they're so efficient here. So that's something the UK could improve on with the efficiency. Like, obviously, free is great, but I would like, many people would like things to be faster. You
went to the hospital that all the Chinese people went, right?
Yeah, I don't go to an international hospital. They're very expensive. So, I mean, what's the benefit? It's just a language barrier, right? For me, I'm personally, lucky. My wife is Chinese, so when I didn't know Chinese too well, she went with me. Now I can get by myself.
Another benefit is you don't have to wait in the queue and the squeezing, Because some of the big hospital is quite busy, right?
Very busy, yeah. I mean, I live in Zhoupu, so my hospital is very empty. It's in the suburbs of Shanghai, and it's brand new as well. But
I think now they are using a queue system, so they will show your name. I don't know if they can show your English name.
Yeah, they do. They show my name, but still, people like to sometimes just like open the door, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Unless
that's right.
Yeah, unless the doctor is nice, he will lock the door actually.
Yeah. People here don't have, sense of privacy. Actually, I mean,
it's the most populous nation on earth. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
you have to learn to get along.
Social distance isn't a big thing in China.